2 years ago, I stopped consuming social media completely. This gave me so much time and so much mental bandwidth back that I was able to transform my body and build a business. In this video, I'm going to show you how and why you should delete social media and break some limiting beliefs that you hold. Now, if you take the action in this video, you can absolutely transform your life. This video is going to be about 20 minutes long. If you can't sit through a 20-minute YouTube video that can absolutely transform your life, then you need to quit social media more than ever before. So full screen, notifications off, let's get into this. Quitting social media was probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life. It gave me so much time back, so much attention back. It improved my mental health so damn much, and I've seen so many people quit it and so many people improve their lives by doing it. Hopefully by the end of this video you might quit as well. So I'm going to run through a little scenario here, and let me tell you if this looks familiar whatsoever. This is you, and you've just opened up your Instagram or your TikTok, however you're getting your social media, and instantly you get a lovely image of a woman showing her lovely personality. And then 2 seconds later, you're watching two guys basically beat each other up until nearly the point of death for some UFC fight. And then 2 seconds later, you're watching Family Guy clips with Subway Surfers in the background. Does this look anything like you right now? Like, realistically, does this look like you? Because I bet you for a lot of you, the answer here is yes. Is this something that is going to be helping us in our lives? Like, when you look at it from the third person perspective, does this look like something that's going to at all be helpful for you in moving you towards your goals and making you a better person in any way? I'll let you answer that question, but I can take a guess at what the outcome is probably going to be. Let's understand, like, what actually is social media? Because I think if you really understand it from like a basic perspective, from the first principles, I think it makes a lot more sense. So if social media is effectively micro movies and images showing the highlights, the very best things that go on in people's lives, that are heavily edited and modified with bright colors and music, algorithmically designed to give you as much stimulation as possible. Right, that is what social media is when we look at it from the bare bones. When you look at it for its core components, for its core parts, is this a good thing? Is this something that we should have in our lives? Micro movies and images showing the highlights of people's lives, highly edited and modified with bright colors and music, algorithmically designed to give us as much stimulation as possible. Well, maybe not. Now, what actually is social media for? Like, what is the purpose of social media in the first place? People think, social media is to help people connect and, stay in touch with their friends and show their lives. No, it's not. These are the 2 reasons or 3 reasons for social media, for why people are using social media. The first reason is flexing. I mean, if you tell me right now that you haven't seen anyone flexing on social media, that's a damn lie. It's probably 80% of what you see on social media is people flexing their lives, showing how great their lives are. That is the most of social media. It's people saying, look how cool my watch is. Look at me. I'm in Europe. I'm on holidays. How amazing am I? Right? All this shit. I got a new car. Look how cool my car is. Yeah, whatever. Then the other side is selling. People saying, buy my shit. Like, look at how great my physique is. Buy my workout program. Or it's a combination of the two. It's someone saying, look how great my life is. If you want to live a life as great as me, buy my shit. That's basically all that social media is. Like, there's very few exceptions to this rule. It's effectively just people flexing, people selling things, or people flexing and selling. At the end of the day, that is what social media is for. Now, how much time are you spending on social media? Well, this is what the global average looks like. This is how much time people on average are spending on social media. 2 hours and 24 minutes a day. Like, let's expand the time horizon here. What does that look like over a year? That's 900 hours a year. That is over 20 work weeks. Imagine saying, I've spent 20 work weeks on social media. Well, guess what? Half of the people in the entire world have to say that they have spent more than this. They've spent over 20 work weeks on social media. Well, I guess over 20 work weeks on social media. That's a pretty insane amount of time. Like if I said, okay, I'm going to give you a goal. Let's say like your biggest goal you want to achieve. You're trying to build a business on the side. I'll give you 20 work weeks next year to accomplish that goal. You'd be like, cool, I could do that. 20 work weeks, I could accomplish that. I could accomplish most things in 20 work weeks in a year. But instead, you are watching micro movies and images showing the highlights of people's lives, highly edited and modified with bright colors and music, algorithmically designed to give you as much stimulation as possible. That is how you're spending your 20 work weeks. Watching people flex on you and watching people sell shit. Watching Family Guy clips with Subway Surfers in the background. Watching UFC highlights and watching whatever the hell you call that. That is how you're choosing to spend your 20 work weeks a year. Do we really think that that is the best way that we could possibly be spending our time? This is what you get for your 20 work weeks. You get to live through other people. You get to view a false reality. You get to destroy your attention span. You get to ruin your dopamine levels. And you get to lose all your motivation. Motivation. That is what you get for your 20 work weeks a year. I don't think that's a great investment, to be honest. I wouldn't say that's your best investment. So, how do we actually use social media? Well, here are the 3 ways that we can use social media. The first thing you can do is you can produce. You could produce content, post things. The next thing you can do, which I think is where most people sit in, is you can consume. You can consume what people produce. Or you can message. You can communicate with other people. And that's only available on some social media platforms, but that is an option for most. So let's start with messaging. How should we message on social media? In my humble opinion. First of all, you need to message everyone who you're messaging on social media, and you just say, I am deleting this app. Here is my phone number. Or here is my WhatsApp, or however you're communicating on. You got to tell them, look, you can't communicate with me on this app. Like, I don't want to be using social media. You can't communicate with me on this app. So that's step 1. Then you need to delete the app. Your next step after telling people you're going to delete the app is you need to delete the app, right? Then after that, you have 2 options. You can either just keep the app deleted, or you can open up the app on your desktop, like on your laptop, and you can repeat this step here. You can tell people, I'm deleting this app. Here's my phone number. Each week. So effectively, you delete the app. After 1 week, you can come back on your Instagram or however you're using your social media, and you tell people, I'm deleting the app. Here's my phone number. And then you delete the app, and then a week later, you can come back and tell everyone who's messaged you, I'm deleting the app. Don't message me here. Do that 4 times, and then just keep the app deleted. That is how you message on social media. That is the optimal, ideal way for messaging on social media. So next, let's talk about producing. This is another way we can use social media. How do we produce on social media? Well, if you're going to produce, then post a piece of content, right? Obviously, preferably you do that on your laptop. We do not want to use the app, like we don't want to use a social media platform until we post again. So we're posting and then not using it until the next time we post. Now, you might be saying, oh, well, what about the comments? When do I reply to comments or check comments? Okay, you can reply to comments from your previous post when you're posting again. So let's say you post on Mondays. Post your thing, and then next Monday, when you go to post your new piece of content, you can reply to the comments from last week. Do it like that. Don't be constantly checking your comments or updating. They're not going anywhere. Your comments aren't going to run away. Do that once a week. Or just don't check your comments. That's not a good way of doing it. Is just don't even bother checking your comments at all. That's obviously going to save you a lot of headache. But that's how you produce. As you can see here, this only really requires us to be on the app for 1 time per week. Basically, like you post on Mondays, you're on the app once per week to tell people, don't message me here, and to post your piece of content. This is how, so I post on TikTok and I post on Instagram. I post there every single week. Once per week, I'll post on both of those platforms. My screen time for Instagram is under 2 minutes per week, and I post there once a week. That is only possible if you do this. If you tell people, don't message me here, just post and then get off. Just leave it, right? Let's talk about the third thing. That's consuming. So we've covered messaging, we've covered producing. Now let's talk about consuming. How should you be consuming? And I'm sure you might have guessed how you consume on social media. You don't. Don't consume on social media. How is this helping you? Like, how is this actually benefiting your life? Why are we doing this? What if we just don't do this? What if we just completely remove this from our lives? What if we just stop doing this? Wouldn't that be lovely? Wouldn't that be great? Don't consume, guys. Just don't consume. There's no benefit in consuming. There really isn't. So don't consume, just delete the app. If you don't post and if you don't message people, there is zero reason for you to even have the app. Even then, like, you can access this on your desktop, you don't even need it. But if you're not posting, if you're not messaging people, you should not have the app. Just delete it, right? Do not consume. I cannot understate this. Like, you should not be using social media at all. It is ruining your attention. It is wasting all of your time. It's giving you a false sense of reality. You're basically watching people flex. You're watching people sell shit to you. It's not worth it. Right, so that is obviously how we use or don't use social media. We need to cover limiting beliefs, because all of this is all well and good, but if we don't understand limiting beliefs, like, none of this is going to change your actions effectively. What is a limiting belief? A limiting belief is a mental constraint that prevents you from progressing in life. That is fundamentally what a limiting belief is. So what does it look like? Well, let's say this is you right now with your little Burger King hat off, and then this is where you want to be. This is you with your actual crown. To get to where you are right now, from where you are right now to where you want to be, you are required to take steps to get there, right? These steps, think of these steps as actions. These steps are built on the beliefs that you have, the beliefs that you hold. So if you hold strong positive beliefs, then the only thing that's preventing you from going where you are right now to where you want to be is the actions that you take. However, if you have poor beliefs, if you have limiting beliefs, it's kind of like removing the steps on your way to where you want to become. You literally cannot achieve it. You cannot reach where you want to become. If you have beliefs that are holding you back, that are preventing you from taking the action that's going to move you towards where you want to go, then unfortunately you're never going to get there. Like, no matter how much action this guy takes, let me see if I can get him to move. No matter how much action this guy takes, he can never move to the next level. He's just going to fall or just stay where he is unless he has the beliefs that are going to get him to the next level. So this is all hypothetical. Let's talk about what the limiting beliefs are. These are the beliefs that you probably hold right now that are preventing you from stopping social media, from quitting social media and actually making some damn progress. I might miss out on what my friends are doing. Like, some of you are saying this right now. This is what is holding you back. Like, when we go back here, when we think about these limiting beliefs that we have, it's really like, what is a limiting belief? It is every single belief that you have for why you are still using social media. That is what a limiting belief is. So some of you might be saying, I might miss out on what my friends are doing. Well, I'll ask you this. Why do you need to know what your friends are doing? And if they're really your friends, can you ask them when you see them? Like, can you not just ask them what they've been up to when you see them? Like, do you truly think that this is the only reason that you have to spend 20 working weeks destroying your brain, making you lazy, making you hate life, just so you can basically find out what your friends are doing, which you will find out anyway if they're truly your friends? Is that really a logical reason, or is that just a silly limiting belief? Right, next one. What if someone sends me something important? Now we've covered this in how to message. You need to be telling people like you're not using this app. After 30 days of this, no one is messaging you on the app. But even if they are, like, realistically, have you ever received like an important message on social media? Let me try and help you see this. Like, have you ever received an important message on social media? I bet you the answer to that is probably no. You've never received something that is like really, really urgent. Like, if I didn't see this right now, someone would have died or something really bad would have happened. People who have urgent things to tell you have your phone number. And if they have something urgent or important to tell you, they're going to message you or they're going to call you. They're not going to like send you a Snapchat or send you a DM on Instagram. Like, they're just going to call you. They're just going to message you on your phone, especially if you've given people your phone number. So another limiting belief here, if this is the only reason that you're spending your 20 working weeks a year on social media, that is ridiculous. Next one. I need to stay connected. I love this one. People always say this. I need to stay connected. If scrolling past highlights of people's lives and liking photos means that you're staying connected, you were never connected in the first place. These people that you think you have some connection to, just because you see their posts on Instagram, just because you double click their photos and like, that doesn't mean you're connected. That doesn't mean you're connected at all. Live in the real world. Like, if you're liking the photos of people you haven't seen in half a decade, are you actually connected to them? Like, no, you're not connected to them at all. And you're probably never connected to them. So, if you really want to get connected, why don't you start messaging these people? Why don't you start saying, hey, do you want to catch up? Do you want to actually connect? Do you want to meet in the real world? Not just double clicking their photo. Like, you're not connected to someone if you do that. So, another ridiculous limiting belief. Don't let this hold you back. The next one. I need to unwind and relax. This is another classic. You need to unwind and relax. What is unwinding and relaxing? Like, unwinding and relaxing is effectively there to give you energy back. The reason you unwind and relax is that you feel fatigued, you feel tired. When have you ever scrolled social media and felt like you were given energy back? Like, when you scroll social media, it drains you of energy. It makes you feel horrendous. Not only that, it keeps you distracted and it ruins your attention span. It's not like you're blocking out time to go on social media. Like, okay, I need a bit of recovery time. It's literally just like every time you get bored, you whip out your phone. You're not really using this to unwind and relax. You're using this to get your little stimulation, your little quick hits. Like, another ridiculous one. This is not how you unwind and relax. If you wanted to unwind and relax, you'd be like doing a sauna, or you'd be meditating, or you'd just be going to sleep. Because realistically, if you just go to bed, you would probably relax pretty well. The next one is, it is not really a problem. Like, it's not really a problem for me. It doesn't really affect me that much. It's like, okay, if it's not really a problem, then you shouldn't have a problem stopping. And you say that, and people are like, but. Like, come on. If this wasn't really a problem, you would have no problem stopping. It's like people that smoke cigarettes and say, I could quit this anytime I want. It's like, why don't you? And then they go, Yeah, this is a problem. Like, tell me that this is not a problem. 20 work weeks a year that you're spending? 20 work weeks a year that you're spending living through others? Viewing a false reality, destroying your attention, ruining your dopamine, and losing your motivation? That's not a problem for you? I think that probably is a problem. I think that probably is a damn problem. Just trying to see if there's any more limiting beliefs we have. So those are the limiting beliefs. Like, realistically, if you want to get your time back, if you want to feel better about yourself, if you want to reclaim your attention, if you want to get your dopamine back, a really, really, really good place to start is quitting social media. And what you're going to have to do, unfortunately, is you're going to have to overcome a whole lot of limiting beliefs, a whole lot of things that you hold deep inside you that are preventing you from getting rid of the social media. But trust me, when you do, your life is going to be so much better. Just do it for 30 days. And I bet you will not want to go back. Anyway, that was the video. If you liked, please subscribe. Love you to bits. I'll see you in the next one.